cools. I wanna give a big shout out to the riffs. Keep producing that fire. Let's go. Cause when it all begins, my eyes on the prize, so it's on again. I refuse to lose, I ain't gon' pretend. I thought I told you I was born to win. Everybody loves a winner. Victory I choose. Ain't no turning back, cause I paid my dues. I tighten up my laces when I tie my shoes. Born to win, I refuse to lose. Everybody loves a winner. My adrenaline rushing through my veins. Next stop is victory. It's rushing like a train. I'm determined to win, cause it's nothing like the pain of defeat. I refuse to remain incomplete. Got a lot of stamina cause I trained for some weeks. Got my strength from the vitamins and the grains that I eat. All obstacles overcame.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Live from John F. Wiley Stadium here in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. This is Bison Game Day Kickoff. And along with Jimbo Peterson and Skip Smith, I am Jared DeJuice Martin, and we're here to get you set for this afternoon's huge PAC tilt between the visiting Bethany Bison and the hometown Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. The Jackets come into today's tilt with a 5-1 record, 3-1 in PAC play, and they are tied at the top of the leaderboard in this year's 2013 PAC football standings amongst the likes of the W&J Presidents and the Thomas More Saints, while the Bison come into today's football contest with a 2-3 record overall, 2-1 record inside of PAC play, and they are currently tied for second place, or a half a game back, tied in the standings with the Geneva Tornadoes. Going into this one, the Bison are riding high after that huge win 2 weeks ago on a Saturday night at Bison Stadium, where they were able to seal the deal with a big late game interception to cap off a 24-19 upset over the W&J Presidents, a win that was 30 years in the making. And to start off the pregame show this afternoon, gentlemen, I just wanted to get your initial thoughts to that, looking back 2 weeks ago, starting with you, Jimbo.
You know, that win for Bethany over W&J was a huge momentum builder, I feel, Juice and Skip, for the Bison. You know, we haven't beat them for, well, that was the first time since 1981 that Bethany beat W&J, so it ended a 30-year game winning streak for W&J, and that's huge momentum for the Bison. So hopefully they can carry that momentum into this game against the tough Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. But you know, they got to put that W&J game behind them. It's in the past, and just think about moving on in the future.
I feel like Bethany, you know, the PAC still buzzing about that victory that they have over W&J, but, you know, they're here in Waynesburg this week, and it's time to stay focused and come out strong like they did last week. And they need to, you know, really, we need to give it to the offensive line. They've really matured since last season, and it seems like they're maturing more and more each game. So as long as the Bethany Bison come out strong on the first snap, it should be a good game for the Bison. Now, it's going to be a good game either way. It's Smash Mouth football.
Alrighty. Now, Coach Garvey referred to that win as a program-changing win. Now, looking back at that game real quick, gentlemen, just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on what he meant on that, and how exactly did this win, or how should I say, how will this win help them moving forward?
You know, that win put them in a two-way tie, really, for possibly a second place position in the league. If they wouldn't have gotten that win against W&J 2 weeks ago, you know, this game, they wouldn't have as good a chance to in the conference coming into today's game. So that game really put them where they need to be in the conference play, you know, to wind the season up.
Well, you know, that win last week is a season-changing, program-changing win, because it's Coach Garvey's first season here as the head coach, and he's really matured this team all together and made sure that everybody stays focused. He's very much so about discipline, and I think these coaches work great with the team, and you know, just these teammates, the Bethany Bison, have assured the coaches that, you know, they aren't quitters, and they battle it out, and they want to, you know, change the program for the better and do their best this season, and they're chasing after that championship, I'll tell you what.
Now, again, this moment, many years in the making, Now, again, guys, the team was off last week. They didn't have a chance to go out there and take all that momentum with them in another game. Pretty much for all of us on campus last week, it was fall break. Everybody went home. And now they face the challenge of having to all of a sudden get it back going again. So I just want to get your thoughts real quick, guys, on what are the positives and the negatives of last week's bye when you look back at it, considering the fact that they had all that momentum after a 2-game winning streak, had the sudden break, and now have to get it back together, or get it back to gear, I should say, facing a pretty hot team in this Waynesburg Yellow Jackets football club.
You know, my first reaction to that, Juice, is it had to affect them a little bit. I think maybe a little bit negative outcome on the Bison. You know, they had a 2-game winning streak going on. Now a week off, it definitely hurts the team a little bit. But then looking at it from a football perspective, you know, you build in a 2-week period. You work on what you did good, and you work on what you did bad. You change what you did bad. And I think Coach Garvey has the team in the right mindset, and they were focusing on what they did great against W&J to keep doing that for the rest of the season.
And I'll start with the negatives because you always want to hear the bad news first, right? But anyway, I feel like that the negative part of coming off a bye week after such a big win against W&J is, you know, they had a lot of time to, you know, sit around and feel like champions, and you know, because it was such a hyped up game. They haven't beat W&J in 30 years, so they probably felt, you know, amazing that whole week off. But, you know, I hope that they didn't, you know, take it to their head too much. I mean, I don't feel as if they did either, because they know that there's a lot at stake. They know that the conference is wide open right now. And I feel like the positives of having a bye week is after such a full force, you know, all-around physical football game last week, Bethany was able to rest up, and they were able to, you know, practice some new plays and get prepared for this game here at Waynesburg. And they haven't won here since 1996 at Waynesburg. So, you know, it's another program-changing game waiting to happen. We'll see.
It's important that you mention that as the rest of the Bethany Bison come onto the field for their pregame warm-ups and a huge game, as Skip alluded to, possibly yet another program-changing game if they should beat the Yellow Jackets in the Yellow Jackets home stadium this afternoon. Getting into the nitty-gritty of this afternoon's game, boy, do we have a heck of a QB duel. Let's get your thoughts on that, Jimbo, as you were a former quarterback back in your day, and we got the two best in the conference ready to show down this afternoon. Tell us more about that.
Man, I tell you what, let's start out with the hometown guy right here, Carter Hill, for the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. On a season, he's 164 of 246, 18 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's Peyton Manning numbers right there, I tell you. 73 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. So he can run a little bit too, but he's mostly has a passing threat. He has some key weapons. 6 receivers over 100 yards for this Waynesburg team. Andrew English, 497 yards and a touchdown, 4 touchdowns on the season. Bernie Thompson has 432 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. And Mike Ferreira has 203 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. So Hill has a lot of weapons. He has a lot of options to spread the ball around to. So the Bethany defense is really going to have to really man or zone up to everyone and not let anyone get open. Now Grimard, for the Bison, he's 120 of 197 on the season. 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 1,682 yards. He has 172 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. So Grimard's a little bit more of a, has a little better balance between running and passing than Carter Hill, but has a lot of weapons also to throw to. 4 receivers over 100 yards. Eric Blinn has 685 yards and a touchdown. Chris Collins has 260 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jalen Jennings has 310 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Tyler Ambush, a freshman, has 229 yards, but hopefully he can get his first touchdown today against Waynesburg. So we got quite the duel going, like you said.
Now, looking primarily at what Mac Grimard is going to have to face today, boy, is he up the battle against one of the best defenses, if not just in the PAC, but also in all of Division III football in the NCAAs, as Skip, if you can allude to that. Give us some insight on what Grimar's going to have to face and what he has to do right in order to get the Bison down the field against this highly touted defense.
Well, the Bison are going to have to face the ranked number 2nd in the PAC defense for opponents' points per game, and that would be the Waynesburg defense, and they're ranked number 6 in the conference for allowing teams to gain 386 yards per game. So I mean, you know, they allow some yardage, but you know, they're a stern defense, and they really know when to pucker up and make sure that they can close a game. Matt Grimarty's going to have to, you know, be careful when he passes the ball through the air. They have a lot of good secondary players. Just to mention a couple, we have Brian Gary. He's one of their most versatile defensive players right now. He's got 45 tackles. Brandon Fedorka, he has 8.5 sacks already this season in 6 games, so that's very outstanding. And John Sikori has 34 tackles himself. He's very good with assists, and you know, you got to watch out for the secondary. And you know, to be honest with you, their line does a great job of tackling as well. So you know, Matt Grimarty's going to really have to pick his, you know, he's a dual threat quarterback as it is, but I mean, he's really going to have to pick what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, and you know, do a great job at reading the defense of Waynesburg. So hopefully they did a good job this week watching film. So see what happens.
And they better come ready to play, because I know with Fedorka, he's a Hopewell, Pennsylvania high school grad, known for the Puslesny brothers, who went on to have stellar career, or at least Paul, rather, I should say, had a stellar career at Penn State, ended up going on and playing in the NFL. So going to be a tough one for the Bison this afternoon. One other thing I wanted to touch on here during the pregame show is the Bison and their troubles in the second half. Guys, anything that you guys saw from last week or the game 2 weeks ago that they can use during the second half of this game to give them a little more confidence should they take a halftime lead into the locker rooms? We'll start with you, Jimbo.
You know, I think most of the games this year, Bethany has actually been winning the game up to halftime, and they come out of the locker room with that lead. And
so let me ask you this: do you think after the last 2 weeks where they were actually able to hold on to the lead and actually get the win, do you think that they were able to gain some confidence in order to continue that trend going through the rest of the year?
I really do. I think they have. I think the last 2 wins have helped build that confidence. Each of those wins came with game-winning interceptions by the Bethany defense, and yes, the defense did come out a little flat in the second half, but eventually, come the fourth quarter when it really counts, they got their act together and they were able to hold on and keep the offense from scoring.
I feel like the Bison, they're gonna, you know, continue the trend of, you know, going in and winning at halftime. If they do, they're gonna, you know, Coach Garvey knows what to go in there and tell them at halftime, Juice, and everybody out there. I mean, he's been with this program for a long time, and now that he's a head coach, he knows what to go in there, he knows what to say, and like I said, he's really doing a great job at disciplining this team, and you know, the team's doing a great job at showing them that they're maturing as well. So with such great leaders and captains on the team, Matt Grimard, you know, and Evan Sargo and Mike Halcott, you know, a lot of the seniors, you know, you just gotta have faith in them as they can hopefully come out and get a good second half momentum burst and finish the game with excellence.
Very good and well said there, Skip. Now switching gears here, looking to the rest of the PAC action going on elsewhere this afternoon. Again, this is one of 2 games going on during the 1 o'clock the 1 o'clock slate. Looking elsewhere, we have Thomas More traveling to Teal. That is a 1 o'clock start, while Geneva plays host to winless St. Vincent at 4 p.m. from Reeves Field in Beaver Falls. And then Westminster hosts W&J at 7 p.m. Guys, would you like to do a prediction portion of this show on the rest of the PAC before we talk about the Waynesburg-Bethany game and get a prediction on that?
That sounds great, Juice.
Okay. We'll start off with the other early game this afternoon, Thomas More and Teal. Who do you guys got in that one? We'll start with you, Jimbo.
I have to take Thomas More in that one. They're you know, one of the favorites to win this division this year, and I'm going with Thomas More.
And, you know, I'm just going to be honest. I feel like Teal is going to pull an upset this afternoon and, you know, going to really ruffle Thomas More's feathers as they are in the sitting at top at the PAC championship right now. Yeah.
I'm going to lean toward Thomas More right now. They seem to be the most complete right now. Shouldn't be long into this game with Teal this afternoon before they pull it out and put a pretty large lead upon Teal. So I'll put me down for Thomas More and this afternoon and put my prediction down as being a blowout in favor of the Saints. Okay, the other game this afternoon, Geneva hosting winless St. Vincent. I will go with Geneva. We'll start with you, Jimbo.
I'm going to have to say Geneva on this one as well. It's in Geneva. It's going to be a tough stadium to be playing for the winless St. Vincent Bearcats, and Geneva's going to keep on rolling and doing what they're doing. They're tied with Bethany right now and in the second best records in the conference. So Geneva's going to take that game at home against the winless St. Vincent Bearcats.
And I'm just going to go against the odds again here. I'm going to say that it's time for the St. Vincent Bearcats to come in and, you know, do some work. I'm sure they have a lot of aggression and frustration built up, and there's a good chance they come in and kick some you-know-what right there in Geneva's hometown and home stadium.
Okay, and the nightcap, it's the Westminster Titans hosting the W&J Presidents. I'm going to go with Skip here. I'm going to go and pick the upset. I think W&J is a little bit down after losing to Bethany in Bethany a couple weeks ago. They have to go on the road in a must-win game. All the pressure in the world's on the Presidents. Westminster, they have the ability to play loose and have some fun out there. I'm going to go with the Titans in a close one.
I think I'm actually going to have to differ from you, Juice. And you know, I think after that loss from W&J when they lost to Bethany, I think they turned it around. Came the next week, they had a big win against Thomas More, and so I think they're kind of back on the winning tracks. They're going to take that game in Westminster tonight at 7 p.m.
I'm going to have to go with W&J. They cannot be happy after the big upset victory last week against Bethany at Bethany. So W&J is going to come out there fueled up and fired and ready to win.
Okay, and last but not least, it's the biggest duel on the gridiron slate this afternoon within the confines of the PAC. That's the Bison taking on the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets this afternoon. We'll start with you, Jimbo.
You know, let me tell you the key to this game real quick first. Ball security is going to be a pretty big key to this game. That's what Coach Garvey says as well. He says both offenses can't afford to turn the ball over to the other offense because really it might come down to whoever has the ball last who wins this game. Another key is going to be the O-line of the Bison being able to establish the holes for to get the running game going, which we saw in that win against W&J. So I'm going to have to take Bethany in this game, 28-25, somewhere around there, or let's say 35-28.
Well, I'm going to have to go with the Bethany Bison winning this game, just as long as they come out with a strong mindset. They stay focused. Every man does their job each and every play. They realize that they're here in Waynesburg. They haven't won here in 1996. Coach Garvey's got himself a trend-setting, record-breaking team, coaching staff behind him, and I feel like Bethany's going to come in here and get the victory as long as they stay focused and the offensive line stays disciplined as well as the defense. And, you know, it's time to get the game going, and I feel like the Bison are going to win here 28-21 over the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets this afternoon.
You know, looking at the defensive struggles of the Bison, some folks might find it very easy to go toward Waynesburg. I'm not going to be one of those people today. I think the Bison, they learned a lot from those past two wins. They had 2 weeks to get ready for this huge one. I think they're ready to go just as long as they don't overthink it, and they're able to come out in the second half refueled, retooled, and ready to rock and roll for the remaining 30 minutes. I'm going to go with the Bison over the Yellow Jackets today to improve the 3-3 and 3-1 overall in the PAC by a final of 35-31. I think we're going to see a lot of passing yards in this one. And I think that second-ranked defense of Waynesburg, they better be ready to be chasing down some defenders heading for pay dirt. As the Waynesburg Yellow Jacket Band is on the field, we're getting close to the end of our pregame show. Just a couple final thoughts for you guys as to what are going to be the keys of the game in terms of what's going to be the keys for victory for the Bison today. We'll start with you, Jimbo.
Yeah, kind of like I already mentioned, really the main key is going to be the O-line for the Bison. If the Bison can't establish the running game, which starts up with the O-line, it's going to be hard to win because you can't just pass against this defense. You're going to have two attack options.
And I feel like, the key to this game are to, come out strong, stay focused, and, as long as the Bison come out here ready to play. It's a cold day here. It's starting to sprinkle, and, it's going to be rough on the hands. The hits are going to be hard, and I think we're in for a very physical game here. And like you said, Juice, it is the best one going on this afternoon. And best of luck to all the other teams out there, but most of all, best of luck to Bethany as they continue to improve their season.
Exactly, and well said once again, gentlemen. All right, well, we're getting to the end of our show this afternoon. Once again, the Bison facing the harsh task of having to stop a long dreaded losing streak. This time it's in the form of Waynesburg's 7-game home winning streak when it's come to games within this series. In fact, the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets have pulled off the last two meetings, very close scores, including a heartbreaker of a loss last year at Bison Stadium where the Yellow Jackets were able to squeak out a 23-21 win in the late seconds with a very clutch field goal by the Yellow Jackets. But the Bison hope once again that all stars can align and they'll be able to stop a long winning streak. They hope today will be the day, and why shouldn't it be? Looking back to the last time out where they were able to stop a 30-game winning streak, what's stopping an 8-game winning streak today in hopes of trying to climb up the PAC table? We'll have more from Waynesburg later on this afternoon during the halftime intermission, so make sure that you guys all tune in for that. For Skip and Jimbo, I'm Jared the Juice Martin. Thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of Bison Game Day Kickoff. We'll see you folks at halftime, and go Bison.
Go Bison. Go Bison.
Unique. I started from the bottom, see I came from beneath. The sky's the limit, so I'ma raise to my peak. Winning is everything, let me explain what I think. Practice makes perfect, so when working I don't relax. I practice a lot, therefore I'm perfect, and that's a fact. Been through some hard times while a burden was on my back. It was rough, but I was determined, so I adapt. Getting what I'm deserving, holla back, game over. You lost like a person without a...
All right, I'm here with Coach Garvey. We're at Waynesburg University for this 1 o'clock game. Coach, what have you done in your bye week to ensure that you guys are ready to come here and win?
Well, we just practiced normal bye week. Hopefully got some people back to health that we needed to do, and get some young guys some more reps to to get ready for the second half of the season here. So we had a nice bye week. We had great effort all week. So I think we're ready to go.
And the PAC is still buzzing about your win over W&J. What have you done to calm your players down and get them focused on this game here at hand?
Yeah, not that much, honestly. They're focused pretty well, and they knew, in the grand scheme of things, it was great for our program. But for this season, it was just one more game, so just one conference game to move us towards, competing for this conference title. So they're ready, they're focused, they're ready to go. We should have a good turnout here today.
And you guys are, you guys seem to be having a great season so far. You haven't won here since 1996. And, you had the odds against you last week, so any final thoughts?
No, we're just ready to go, right? We want to get out here. We got a couple more minutes before kickoff here, about 15, so we're just ready to go, and we want to get this thing going.
All right, Coach, we'll get in there, get cranked up, and we'll talk to you guys at halftime.
Mac, everybody loves a winner, cause when it all begins, my eyes on the prize, so it's on again. I refuse to lose, I ain't gon' pretend. I thought I told you I was born to win. Everybody loves a winner. Victory I choose, ain't no turning back cause I paid my dues. I tighten up my laces when I tie my shoes. Born to win, I refuse to lose. Everybody loves my competition said I wasn't ready to face him. My teammates said I think we need to replace him. All the haters used to say, boo, we hate him. I wanna thank y'all for the inspiration. Waited a long time for my time, I'm anxious. Something like a doctor, cause I got patience. May the best man win, the worst man lose. Last man no choice, the first man choose. I was born as a leader, that's what I gotta be. I don't follow rules, I let the rules follow me. I'm a focused man on the loose, animal out the cage. An ambitious and vicious champion with a rage. What's the difference between a champion and a challenger? A champion already conquered his caliber. You trying to become a champion became. I got more wins than a hurricane. Everybody loves a winner, cause when it all begins, my eyes on the prize, so it's on again. I refuse to lose, I ain't gon' pretend. I thought I told you I was born to win. Everybody loves a winner, victory I choose. Ain't no turning back, cause I paid my dues. I tighten up my laces when I tie my shoes. Born to win, I refuse to lose. Everybody loves a winner, that's why I eat finer foods. Complete wiser moves, I'ma retire you. No remorse for these tired dudes. Let's celebrate the victory. I won like 3 minus 2. It's only what you make it, that's what we gotta remember. But deep down inside, everybody's a winner. You gotta work hard January to December. Finish what you start and you can be a contender. Watch the man in the mirror, look into your inner self, maintain health and never be a quitter. Gotta shine like the sun, flow like the river. You see a chance to win and take it like a picture. I ain't trying to preach till you don't feel bitter. I'm just trying to tell you what it takes to be a winner. He's a champion cause it's impossible to stop him. Victory is the option. Everybody loves a winner, cause when it all begins, my eyes on the prize, so it's on again. I refuse to lose, I ain't gon' pretend. I thought I told you I was born to win. Everybody loves a winner, victory I choose. Ain't no turning back cause I paid my dues. I tighten up my laces when I tie my shoes. Born to win, I refuse to lose. Everybody loves a winner.
Yeah, thanks, Nate. So, Coach, what do you think about the running game for the Jackets for this first half?
You know, we know we need to rush the football against this team. You know, Grimard and the offense of Bethany is such a good high-scoring offense that we got to keep them off the field. So, you know, I hope that's not making us sputter a little bit ourselves.
Yeah, and twice you got stopped in the end zone and were forced to kick.
Mm-hmm.
What plays can you change or even make new plays just to score another 6?
Well, I think it just comes down to a couple situations that we mismanaged, which put us in some tougher downs down in the red zone. You know, we got a full goal line package that we've yet to execute, so we've got enough in the bag there.
All right, looking forward to seeing that in the second half. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks. Thanks.
Guys, back to you.
All right, I'm here with Coach Garvey of the Bethany Bison. Again, they trailed 13-6 at halftime. Coach, what were some of the things that their defense was doing here in the first half that got your offense off guard?
They're just a good defense. I don't know if they got us off guard. It's just us, you know, we had a fumble, which just can't happen, and the 2 interceptions. I'll take one of those on, you know, maybe a questionable call on my part, but, you know, it's just the turnovers right now are killing us. You know, 2 tip balls. They weren't just like bad throws or anything, just 2 tip balls and a fumble, which just can't happen. I mean, those are the points right there. A couple penalties, too, you know, on defense gave them 3 to keep a drive alive. But, you know, other than that, I mean, we're playing okay. Offense needs to obviously pick this thing up a little bit.
What do you guys need to do here in the second half, or should I say improve upon, to get the win this afternoon?
Yeah, we just got to protect the football a lot better than we're doing right now, and that's something we're not doing, right? Defense just needs to keep doing what they're doing. They're having a hell of a half, probably the best half they've had all year right now, so against a really high-powered offense. So just from an offensive standpoint, we just got to hold on to the football.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
all right, well, we'll have more after the game. Once again, this is Bison Game Day here at Waynesburg. Score at halftime, the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets 13, the Bethany Bison 6.
I will conquer my opponent. Defeat will not be in my creed. I will believe where others have doubted. I will always uphold the prestige, honor, and respect of my team. I have trained my mind and my body will follow. Who am I? I'm a champion. I will acknowledge the fact that my opponent does not expect me to win, but I will never surrender. Weakness will not be in my heart. I will arrive at the cutting edge of battle and win by any means at my disposal. I accept the fact that my team expects me to move faster and fight harder than our opponent. Never shall I fail my teammates. I will always keep myself mentally alert, physically strong, and morally straight. And I will shoulder more than my share of the task, whatever it may be, 100%. Who am I? I'm a champion. Gallantly will I show the world that I am a specially selected and well-trained warrior. My heart and my soul will be the fuel to carry my body when my limbs are too weary. I will never falter. I will never lose focus. As long as there is hope in my mind and my heart still beats, I will never give in to the evil that is weakness, and I will fight that evil with my dying breath. Who am I? I'm a champion. Energetically will I meet my opponent. They will not challenge me. They will not stop me from my goal. I shall defeat them on the field of battle, for I am better trained and will fight with all of my might. Defeat, retreat are not a champion's words. I will never leave anything but the very best on the field with my teammates. And under no circumstances will I ever surrender. Who am I? I'm a champion. Readily will I display the discipline and strength required to fight forward to my objective and complete that objective. I will rise when I have fallen. I will rip the heart from my opponent and leave it beating on the ground because he cannot stop me. Who am I? I'm a champion. My opponent may not fear me, but he will respect me. And if he does not, I will make him respect me with all that I have to give. Who am I? I'm a champion. It's our time, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. None will say I'm not given all I have to give, and none will take my glory. Who am I? I'm a champion. History will remember.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Coach, what do you think are the key effects that caused this loss against Bethany?
You know, I can't say that there was. I mean, you got two good football teams offensively playing. I thought our defense brought their A game against a great offensive Bethany team, and you know, and Grimard to Billing, you know, made a play when he had to. Blinn made a great catch and run at the end, and that's the way it goes. But we can't say that we didn't have our opportunities either.
And what will this loss affect the Jackets?
Not at all. I mean, we're you know, working one game at a time, and we've got to finish the season. So you know, we'll learn from this, watch the film, and come back and start over Monday.
And explain the heart that the Jackets showed to never give up in this team.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. I love our players. I love the way they practice. I love the way they play. We wouldn't be in this situation here playing this kind of football without our guys.
All right, thanks, Coach. Yeah. Good luck tomorrow, next week.
Thank you. Thanks.
Welcome back here to BBN for the Bison Game Day post-game show. I'm Jared Martin, here standing by with Bethany Bison head coach Bill Garvey. Coach Garvey, to start things off, congratulations on the huge win. Yep. Tell us, what did you tell the team in during the halftime speech to get them fired up for the second half?
I just told the defense to keep playing like they were playing. I told the offense, don't turn the ball over anymore, and the game, you know, will be okay. You know, we just turned the ball over too many times in the first half, which is obviously our problem. The defense just played, you know, an unbelievable game. So, you know, hats off to them and our coaches for that one.
Tell us about what the feelings were on the sideline after you guys got that huge blocked field goal late in the quarter, and that seemed to really turn the tide a little bit.
Yeah, well, we felt like we were close on a couple of those other ones, so, you know, it was just, you know, we pressured and we told those guys in the timeout to get it cranked up and get it going, so, and they did, you know, and they made some plays today. Certainly defense, hats off to them, and they played great.
First win on the road against Waynesburg in, I believe it was since 1996. Tell us how great that's got to feel for.
It's unbelievable, right? I mean, we're just breaking some long streaks here. Again, you know, the whole purpose of where we're at now as a program is to show that we are a consistent winner. And, you know, right now we're doing that. We're showing that we can play with everybody in the conference. We showed that last year. We just didn't pull out those close ones in the fourth quarter. So right now we feel pretty good about everything, and we're showing we can become a consistent winner in this program.
One more question. Next week you guys take on Westminster. Tell us about a little bit what you guys are looking for in that next game.
Honestly, a win. That's it. That's what we're looking for, a win. We haven't watched any film on Westminster yet, so I couldn't tell you what they're doing. I know they're a good football team, you know, and we've had trouble with them, you know, in my 7 years here or whatever I've been here now. So we're just looking for a win. We're going to prepare like we always prepare and get ready to play a good football game.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Garvey, and have fun with this win. And okay, and now I'm standing here with quarterback Matt Grimard and wide out Eric Blinn, who connected on that very long touchdown pass and catch to seal the deal for the Bison this afternoon. We'll start with you, Matt. Tell us, what did you see coverage-wise that opened up that long pass and catch for you guys?
Well, you know, we practiced that play all week, and the funny thing is that was the first time we ran, you know, that play all game, and actually in practice all week, and we were talking, you know, it didn't look that great, and you know, but that's what we have coaches for. They know more about the game than us, and he game planned it, and he said it was going to work, and you know, I had confidence in Blinn, and like I always do, kept it outside to him, and you know, he made a few people miss, and you know, sealed the game.
Now, Eric, same question to you. What did you see coverage-wise that let you get open so much?
I seen the corner bail, and I seen the linebacker buzz out, and Matt made a hell of a throw. Kept it outside, and I caught it. And like you said, I mean, I took it and took it inside, made a few people miss, and sealed the game.
Now, as I asked your guys' coach, again, this was the first time that you guys beat Waynesburg on the road in 7 tries. Tell me, how great does this feel to beat one of your guys' more bigger rivals here on the road in what is your senior year?
Well, you know, they've actually became a bigger rival year in and year out, you know. In my freshman year, you know, we got a win at home versus them on homecoming, and a lot of people were talking how, you know, we got lucky and, you know, they didn't play that great, and, you know, we've kept it close the last 2 years, and last year they beat us on the last second field goal, and this year we went in, you know, they were tied in first place in the conference, and we felt like we matched up really well against them, and we stayed confident throughout the game, and defense played, you know, one of their best games of the year, and, you know, even we had 3 turnovers, which, you know, you always try to eliminate, and you know, it's just one of those things that we just, you know, outplayed them and out athletic, and we came away with the win. So it's an amazing feeling, and yeah, and it's a great victory for the team. You know, hopefully we can just keep it moving forward and keep everyone's head straight, and you know, let's get this PAC championship.
Absolutely. And for Eric, what's this win mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, I've never played here before. It's my first year. We played them at home my freshman year. But it does. It means a lot. I mean, we knew coming into this game that if we lost, our chances for the PAC championship was eliminated. We you know what I mean? We would have been out. So we needed this game, and it took a team effort, but came out on top.
Last question, so I can let you guys go back into the locker room and celebrate a little bit. Talk about how this win, how you guys will look to build upon this win, moving toward next week's game with Westminster.
Well, you know, we'll go in, watch the film tomorrow, and correct our mistakes. And you know, Coach Garvey's always done a good job with that. And you know, come Monday, you know, you put this win behind you, and you move on to Westminster. And you know, we've struggled against them the past couple of years, and they're at the lower half of the conference this year, and we can't let that, you know, mean anything to us. We need to go in, you know, with our heads on straight and give it everything we got, just like these past couple games, and you know, come out with a win, and it'll be big for the program and big for the team.
Now to you, Eric.
Same thing. I mean, Westminster, we can't take them lightly, just like Matt said. I mean, we lost to them last year, and they have 2 good athletes on offense, but I'm real confident in our defense right now. They've been playing real well the last 3 games, and we just got to keep improving, keep getting better throughout the week, and we'll get after it on Tuesday.
All right, once again, that's Matt Gramard and Eric Blinn, the quarterback and wide out for your Bethany Bison. They pull out a huge win here in Waynesburg today by the count of 27-20. Again, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us, and congratulations.
I love you, Mom.
All righty. And once again, I'm Jared Martin for all of us here at Waynesburg today for Jimbo, Peterson, and Skip Smith. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you next time here on Bison Game Day for Bison Game Day pregame, or Bison Game Day kickoff, excuse me. We will have that for you at 12:30 p.m. next Saturday afternoon live from Bison Stadium along with the game broadcast. Once again, this is BBN, Bethany Broadcasting Network. Go Bison!